In this video, we will understand the CWA grading pattern as an examination pattern in FEDINA. CWA stands for Course Weighted Average. Here, we should ensure that in the general settings, CWA is enabled as a grading pattern. So here you will see I have checked CWA and saved the same. That means now for the courses and batches that I create, I will be able to assign CWA as a grading pattern. CWA means that for each subject, it will be associated with credit hours, but each grading level will not be associated with credit points. So that means it is similar to GPA, but without credit points. We will see the calculation further when I create examinations, enter marks, and see the student reports. For now, let us understand how we can create course which follows CWA once we have enabled that from the general settings. I will give the name of the course. Let's say that it is grade 5, and I can give some code. The grading system type by default will be normal, and since we have enabled CWA, I can choose the same for this course. Selecting it for this course would mean that all the batches that are in grade 5 will now follow CWA grading pattern. I will give the batch details of grade 5 and save the same. So I've created grade 5 as a course that follows CWA grading system. Now, another thing that we have to do before we start creating examination is enter the subjects for which we want to create examination. For that, we will go to Manage Subjects, select the batch, and add major, which is mandatory, as well as elective subjects, if any. I will give the name of the subject. So let's say it is subject 1. Some code, the weekly classes, that depends on the number of periods that happen in a week. So as per the timetable, the credit hours associated. Now, if there is an examination associated to this subject, we can have that. Otherwise, we can check this no exam option. That will denote that no examination will be conducted, but it will be a part of timetable for that subject. So I'm entering another subject. Credit hours for that subject can be decided by the institute, and the same can be filled in. So I'm entering 3 subjects here, each having some credit hours, and saving the same. All 3 are having examinations. In the same way, I can create elective subjects as well. Once we have done these settings, since it is a fresh and a new batch, I can admit students. Now, there are 3 ways in which you can admit students. The first way is using an online application form. You can publish this course as an online course for the students. That would mean that the students, the prospective students, can apply online. That is using the applicant registration module that you see under academics. You can have a look at the full video of how registrations can be made open, how the students can apply for the course, and how the administrator can allocate or discard the applications. That is FEDINA applicant registration module video. The other way in which you can admit students is one by one using the student admission form. So this form can be filled in, the batch can be selected, and the students can be admitted one by one. The third way is using the custom import method. This is the method in which you can generate a template, fill that in, and upload the same for a set of batches in FEDINA. So here, again, you can have a look at the video called FEDINA Custom Import for Student Admission if you want to see the details. I already have the file with me, and I'm entering some student admission numbers. I'm entering, let's say, 2 students in this batch. You can have any number of students. Now, in the batch name, I will be giving the name of the batch in which I want to admit these students. That would mean I can copy the same from Manage Course, opening this course and copying this batch. So exactly the same batch should be present. So FEDINA can map this information and put it in the system. So rest of the details are the mandatory fields I have filled in this sheet. And now I can save this sheet and upload it using custom import. So when I go to data and imports, custom import, I will see student admission model, import data, choose the file that I just have updated. And once I have done that, I can upload it. It will be a scheduled job, and I can check the status by refreshing the browser from now and then. And you can see the status will change from in queue to running, and then the job will be completed. We will be able to see the details in import section, and here you will get the status. If it is completed with errors, we can check import log details further. If it is success, that means all the rows, the 2 rows in this case, have been successfully updated. So here I can see that the status is success now. Once I have refreshed the browser, that means when I check the import log details, both the rows are there in the system, and I can check the batch report by going to report center. And here clicking on the batch will show me the 2 students that I just admitted using the custom import method. So now I've created a batch that follows CWA grading system, admitted 2 students in it, and also added subjects. For the subjects that I've added, now I should associate teachers. So assuming that I already have employees in the system, now I will select the batch, select the subject. So I want to say here that for subject 1, who is the teacher? I will select the department of the employee, teachers will appear, and I will assign the teacher. So like this, I can assign multiple teachers for a single subject. I will be assigning here another teacher like this for subject 2 and another teacher for subject 3. So like this, employee subject association would allow you to select the subjects and assign the employees from a particular department to that subject as teachers. Now once we have done all these pre-settings, now we go to examination, and in the settings we'll be able to see the settings that we should be doing for CWA. So for CWA, we should be setting the grading levels, ranking levels, class designation, and the report settings. Let's see the grading level setting first. Now all these grading levels are already set. So you can check here, 90 to 100 would be A, 80 to 89 would be B, 70 to 79 would be C, and so on. This setting is by default, that is done by Fedina. In case you want to edit this, you can edit it and give a minimum score, enter the description and the credit points if required. So once you have done this setting is applicable to all the batches. So in here you will see common. That would mean this setting currently is applicable to the full institute irrespective of the batch. But in case you have different settings for each batch, you will have to select that batch. So in this case, let's say I'll select this, I will add the grade. So you can see it is asking me for the grade A, minimum score, and the description. You can also check it does not ask me for credit points because this grade follows CWA and does not have credit point criteria. So like this, I will be adding the other grades as well. I will give some minimum score, some description. So I will be adding grades like this. And the last one, let's say that is F. We can say 0 to 50 would be F, like that. So this is the setting that we have done for CWA following batch. So if you want to do individual settings for each batch, in that case you will have to select the batch and add the grades. Otherwise the common one that you have done will be applicable for all the batches that you have. Now once the setting is done, the other setting is about ranking level. Now ranking level is a criteria that you can create And later on, after the results of the examinations are published, you will be able to see a report based on this criteria. So let me create one criteria and show you. So let's say we have grade 5. Now in grade 5, we have top level students. Let's say this is the name of the ranking level that you want to give. You can give any name here. I'm giving here top level, and here now we have to enter the criteria. So we will say that top level students of grade 5 will be the ones who get 90 and above marks. That means lower. The marks limit type here is lower in our case because it is 90 and above. If it is at most 90, we will select upper. If it is exactly 90, we will select exact. So in this case, since it is at least 90, we will select lower. So we are saying that in 90 and above, as the marks, it should be in 3 or more subjects. Again, lower limit. So for subject also, you can set a limit for the criteria as well as for marks. So here, the full meaning would be that the grade 5 top level students will be the ones who get 90 and above in minimum 3 subjects. And also, you can consider the previous batch of the student also. So grade 5 previous batch of the student would mean if a student was a failed student at an earlier batch and in the current batch, he's an existing student. That means you want to consider the previous batch of the student as well when he failed. So in that case, this criteria, if you check this option, this criteria will also take into account the subjects and the marks of the previous batch in the same course. That will only happen if the student has failed, because the student will remain in the same course only if he has failed. Otherwise, he would be a part of a different course, in this case, grade 6. So here I will create this criteria. Let me create another criteria. Let's say failed. So we are defining now the failed students. Who all will be the failed students in grade 5 on what criteria? The students who get, let's say, 30 and less marks. So we will say at most 30. So that is why I'm selecting the limit to be upper in, let's say, exactly 3 subjects, because in this batch we have created 3 subjects. So I'll create this criteria. So like this, you can have multiple criteria that you can create here, and ranking level criteria later will help you in getting the report. We will see that later on in the report section. You can also have class designation. It is similar to ranking level with the difference that it is overall marks. It considers overall marks for the criteria. It does not matter on the number of subjects or any limit. So here we will say that, let's also give again top level. You can have a different one. We will say that class designation top level in grade 5 will be given to the students who have 90 and above as overall grades and percentage in CWA. So we can set that. So like this, I can have average, high level, and any other class designations that need to be created. Now we can also do report settings. So using the report settings, you can set up the header. Now FIDINA header will look like this. It will have a logo, name of your institute, and the address based on the settings that you have done here. So if I see, I have given the college name or the school name, the address, and also uploaded the logo. The same will be available here if we see. So if you do not want to use this and you have a letterhead that you want to use for each report, you can select this option. In this case, based on the size of the header of that letterhead, you can mention the millimeters here. So that much space will be left out and the report will be printed after that. Second setting that you can do is about the student details. So here you get to see the name of the student, the batch, and the admission number that will be there on the report. So these 3 are mandatory things that will be shown. Besides these, you can show 5 other information, which can also be additional details for the student or out of these details. So here I've selected additional detail and student details, which is father or the guardian's name, the date of the birth. So here you see that 6 information is shown on the report card. you can show up to 8 information. Also, the signature can be enabled or disabled for the report. So you can show the signature. If you are showing, you can have up to 3 labels, which again are configurable. So based on how the signature of the report should look like, you can change this information and save the settings. So these are the settings that should be done for the CWA examination grading pattern. Now let's see how we can create exam for CWA. We will go to exam management and create exam group. So let's understand what is an exam group. So that is course weighted average. The course that follows this in our case is G5A 2016. And we have 2 students, 3 subjects for this course. And now let's take an example. Now let's say in the academic year for grade 5 A 2016, you have term 1 and you have term 2. So these 2 are the terms that are conducted throughout the year. So one may happen after the 6 months and term 2 might happen at the end of the year. Now you can create exams for each term, and in terms of FEDINA, exam group is equivalent to the terms or the exams that you have. So in this case, we have 2 exam groups. There can be many more depending on how the examination pattern of the institute is. So we can have term 1, term 2, term 3 and so on. Also, the final report card that you give to the students may be something like 30% of term 1 and in this case 70% of term 2 distributed amongst 2 terms, since I have 2 terms only. In case I have more, the breakup can be done, but the total should be 100. So if you have such kind of a criteria for CWA, the same can be done in FEDINA. Exam group will be called as the terms that happen. So here, let's realize the same in FEDINA. So I will click on create exam group, select the course which is grade 5. If there are multiple batches who are studying in grade 5, so A, B, C and so on, multiple can be selected if they have this term 1 examination happening parallelly. So I'm creating here term 1. Also note that if the grading system is CWA, you will be having exam type as marks and grades only. That means in the report, marks will be shown along with the grades. Whereas in the video which we have created for normal examination pattern, we observed that exam type can be marks or grades or marks and grades. So for CWA, it is similar to GPA, where the exam type will remain marks and grades. We will select this and create exam group. Now we've created the exam group, but currently we have not scheduled examination of the subjects in it. So it shows the subjects to be 3, but examinations are 0. So we need to create examination for each subject. For that, we will go to manage exams and add subject exams. So this is where you can see the subjects show up. We have to enter the minimum and maximum mark for each subject. We can do that by entering the same here, or it can be edited specifically for the subject from here. The start time and the end time of the subject now. So for subject 1, let's say it happens on 10th August at 3 p.m. and ends on 10th August at 5 p.m. So this way we can select the timings and the duration of the examination of this subject for which we are entering the information. Now for term 1, currently we have 3 subjects. In case you do not want to conduct an exam for any of these subjects along with term 1, in that case you can check this option of no exam. So in that case, let's say for subject 3, I check no exam. Later on, I'll be able to create exams specifically for subject 3 in term 1, but not now, at a later stage. That can also be done. You can also do reminder settings if that plugin is enabled for your system. So that way, reminder can be sent to the students 1 day before, 1 week before. Now I'm creating this examination. Once we've created this exam, now currently this exam details are draft and are only visible to the administrator or the employee with exam management privilege. So currently, as a student, parent or teacher, I cannot see what subject is happening on what date and time. For this, administrator can make this available. So for that, publish exam schedule option should be clicked. So if we do that, that would mean that SMS email will go to the students and the parents and the associated teachers. So here we can see it shows exam schedule published, SMS will be going, and also the email will be going if those settings are done. Also, internal message is sent automatically. So now we've published the exam schedule. It means the students will be able to see. Let me log in as one of the student who is in the batch for which we just created exam and published the schedule. We can see the same in calendar. So I'm logged in as that student. I can hover over this blue label which denotes examinations here, and I can check the details on the right hand side. So term 1 for the batch, subject 1, start time 3 p.m., end time 5 p.m. So this is how the student will be able to see the examination details. Also, he will get an internal message. Now, internal message is a delayed job in FEDINA. That means it will be automatically triggered, but it takes some time for it to get to the recipients. So it will be about a minute. So we can check that again when we are back into the system of this student. I'm logging in back as an administrator. So we've seen how the student will be able to check the schedule once it is published. Now let's assume that the student has written this examination for the dates and the timings that are given. And now the teachers or the administrator has to enter marks in FEDINA. So for that, we will go to exam management, select the batch like this. We will click on manage exams. And here we will click on manage exams again. Here you will see it shows the subjects. Now the administrator or employee with exam management privilege will be able to enter marks for all the subjects of a batch. And the subject teacher can also do that, but only for her own subject. So in this case, I am logged in as an administrator. Let me show you how admin can enter marks, and then we will see how the subject teacher can do that. I will click on the subject. All the students of the batch will get listed. Since we have 2 students, we see the same. I can enter the marks that the student has scored in this subject. And also some remarks. So here we enter some remarks and save it. If the student is absent, we can check that. In that case, no marks will be shown in front of the student name in the report. So like this administrator can select any subject and enter marks. But now let me log in as a teacher of a subject and enter the marks for the student. So to check who is the teacher, we can either go to the report section and check by using employee subject details, or we can go to employee subject association, select the subject and check the teacher. So here I will log in as this teacher. Before that, let me check the employee ID of this teacher. That would be E004. So we log in as this teacher now to see how this teacher can enter the marks. This teacher can go to academics, examination, exam management, select the batch. So here the batches are listed only for which this teacher is a teacher, meaning that in these courses for at least one subject, the employee who's logged in is a teacher. So here for grade 5, I can see the exam group. On clicking on manage exams, I'll be able to see only my subject for which I am the teacher, and I'll be able to enter marks. So this is how the teacher can enter the marks for her own subject. In the same way, subject 3 teacher can log in and enter the marks. Currently, I'm logging in as an administrator and entering the pending marks for subject 3. So I will go to exam management, select and click on manage exams, and here click on the subject to enter the marks. So this is how we've entered the marks for all the 3 subjects now. Now there is an option for the administrator or the employee with the privilege to publish the result. So this has to be used very carefully because the students and the parents will get a notification that the exam is published and they can check the same in their login. That will go as an email and as an SMS, also as an internal message. So here let me publish the exam result. So once I have published the result, the students will get notification. Let me log in as one of the students now. So here I am using S100 as the login credentials, and also I told about the delayed job about internal message. So you can see exam scheduled was a message that was sent to this student when the employee published the exam schedule. In the same way, after some time, since we have also published the result now, the student will get a notification here that will be exam result published. Now let's see the details. So student can check their exam details by going to academics. Here you will see it shows the recent exam, name of the exam group. On clicking on it, I'll be able to see here the title of the subject, the marks that I've got, credit hours associated, the grade that I've got, and the weighted marks. So you can see the weighted marks is the multiplication of marks with credit hours. And also the credit hours are added and the weighted marks are added, and the summation of weighted marks by the summation of credit hours is the weighted average. So this is what the CWA means, course weighted average. Also, as a teacher or as a principal, I can add remarks. If I add remarks, the same will be shown to the student here. So also the student can check how much is he deviating from the class average for each subject. So this is the term 1 overall report. The student can check the other report which is subject wise by clicking on the particular subject for which he wants to check and getting the details. Also, he can check the final report. Currently, since term 1 is only there, so it shows like this. Otherwise, term 2, term 3, or as many exam groups you create will get added on to this. The attendance report can also be checked. So here it will show the total working days of the student, the days in which the student is present, and the percentage. So this is how all the reports are visible. Transcript report is there. This will be much useful if the student has been promoted from a batch earlier. So it will show all the batches examination record in a single sheet. Also, you can check, since it was a delayed job, it took some time for it to get reflected in the system of the student, but now he has got it. So result published, notification is also sent as an internal message. So let me log in back as an administrator, and now we are going to create one more term. So we will go to create exam group, select the batch here, and we will give here term 2, and now schedule, give the dates and the timings for the subjects and also the maximum and minimum marks. So I'm scheduling this subject examination and the other subjects as well. So here we have done that, and also we can set reminders. Once this is done, I will publish the schedule so that the students get a notification and they can check the calendar. Now let's say they have written this exam, I will be entering the marks. I can give remarks as well. So this again the subject teacher can do or the admin can do. So the third subject as well, and then we can publish the exam result. So to publish the result, we will select publish exam result, And now the students will again get a notification. Let's log in as the student. And we can check by going to academics. We can see term 2 is also added as an exam because it's another exam group. Again, the weighted average is shown here. So we can check now each subject wise as well. It shows for both the terms. Also, we can check the final report. The term 2 gets added, so it also shows the same here. We can check the detailed report as well for the attendance. So this is how it will look like for the student. Let's log in back as an admin and see what else we can do with the examination settings. So when we go to examination now, we have 2 terms for grade 5. So when I select this, I can check exam groups too. When I click on manage exams, it shows me both of them. It shows the status as result published. Now let's say for this batch, for the academic year, there are 2 terms that we've created, but currently we have not given them any weightage. So now we want to issue the final report card to the students and give weightage to each term so that the final weighted average is shown properly. In that case now, we'll click on more and connect exams. This is the option using which you will be able to give weighted average. So all the exams here will be shown which have the results been published. Now I can enter the weighted average based on my criteria. So let's say it was 30 for term 1 and 70 for term 2. So you have to select the exam groups here which contribute to the final weightage. The total should be 100. So once this is done, now the next step is to generate report so that we can check the reports for the grade 5. Again, this is a scheduled job. It will take for about a minute for all the reports to get generated and the data to come properly. You will see the status will change from in queue to running if you refresh the browser after some time, and you will also note that after it is running, this row will not at all be here. That means the job is completed and you can check the reports now. So I'll be waiting for some time and checking the status from time to time so that I can see if the job is completed. So now we can see that the job is complete, and here we can check the exam reports by going to report center. So all these reports are available for CWA examination pattern. Let's see exam wise report. We'll select the batch. We can select the exam groups. The same report that was shown to the student is now shown here. So we can check the information. You can see both the students appear here. I can select the one for which I want to see the report. Consolidated report is also available, which shows all the students and their marks in each subject and the weighted average. So this is exam wise. Then you have subject wise. For each subject, you can check this information. So subject 2, let's say, we can see for both the students. Then we have grouped exam report. Now this is the one that is a final report, meaning that based on the connection that you have done there. So it means here 30% of term 1 plus 70% of term 2, and that is what it shows here. So this is based on the connection done and the report is generated. The final report is grouped exam report. Then you have archived student report. In case you have students who have left the batch, but you want to see their report, that can be checked from here. So the former student details. Then student ranking for the subject. So if you want to check which our students are first, second or third and so on, as based on the number of students in the batch, it will be listed like this for each term for the subject. You can also have it for a batch. So ranks for a batch. It shows like this. Rank 1 and 2 based on the marks the students have got, and also for the course you have. That means in grade 5 there may be more than one sections, A, B, C. So across those sections it will show all the students here and the ranks based on their marks. Also you can have it for the school. So it shows all the students of the school and the ranks based on their marks. You can have attendance based on ranking based on percentage of the attendance. Then you can have ranking level report. So we have set up ranking level criteria in the settings. So now is what the report is useful. We will select the batch and we will select the ranking level. So we want to see the top level students. That means in the top level, we have set a criteria that the students who get 90 and above in more than 2 courses, more than 2 subjects will be filtered. So I will select here overall, and I can see that this is the student who follows the criteria. That is why he is shown here. Similarly, if I want to check the list of promoted or demoted students, the ones who cannot be promoted, that means the list of failed students. So I have created that criteria in ranking level setting, and I can check the same here. So this is the student who is failing because he has less than 30 marks in exactly 3 subjects, because that is the setting that we have done for this ranking level. Then we can view the transcript. This will be mainly useful when the student has been promoted through batches. So all the details will be available for the previous batches along with the current batch in the transcript. Combined report will show you if you want to check the students who follow top level as class designation and ranking level also. So together. So in this case, you can understand that this student S101 is a top level as ranking criteria and is also top level as class designation criteria. So these are the reports that you get to see when you have enabled CWA grading pattern in FEDINA. So we are looking at all the grading patterns. We have seen normal. You can have a look at the video called normal grading examination pattern in FEDINA. In the same way, GPA and ICSE, CC, and this one is CWA. So we have a separate video for each grading pattern. Please have a look at it.